Thank you for selecting Most Loved Wrestling, the place where wrestling is most loved. Now, once again, Raw has outdone SmackDown. Even with the re-edition of the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, SmackDown just still cannot touch Raw, always making Raw the most difficult place to name them MVPs. But here we are. Before we get into this, put a like on this video, subscribe to my bullshit, and hit the notification bell. It helps with the algorithm. So if you like what I'm doing and believe that the world deserves to bear witness, then this is how you can make it happen. Now, this is a wrestling show, so as per usual, we're going to start with the wrestling. Damian Priest deals Carlito some punishment. Vincent Whiny was no match for Odyssey Jones. American Made defeat the Alpha Academy in a Texas Tornado match. It was an accident, but the Unholy Union could not give two shits. They retaliate and cause the DQ, meaning we have no number one contender for the Women's WWE Tag Team Championships. Bronson Reed absolutely crushes The Miz, and the final score read 2-1 to Bron Breakker for him to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Other developments, Rhea Ripley has been through all the emotions when she thinks about what went down at SummerSlam, but now she's just pissed the hell off. Dirty Dom gives the most beta male reason for betraying Rhea Ripley. Liv continues to torment Rhea with everything that she's took from her, but all that chat only resulted in them getting hoed by both Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. And now we officially have a mixed tag team match set for Bash in Berlin. Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan versus the team of Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. Xavier Woods is clearly not fucking with what's going on with Odyssey Jones and Kofi Kingston. Ivy now extends the olive branch to Maxine Dupree to join American Made, but of course she decides that she wants to stay with her family, Otis and Tozawa. And as Ivy now said, I thought you was going to say that. Later on that night, you see Ivy now attack her former best friend and tag team partner in Maxine Dupree. We get a Bo Dallas VHS tape. Sonya's faction has an official name now. They'll be going by the Pure Fusion Collective. Drew McIntyre has a problem with Randy Orton being the number one contender to the World Heavyweight Championship because he's a SmackDown guy. Fair enough. Good point. Randy Orton vows to become a 15-time World Heavyweight Champion, whilst Gunther promises to give Randy Orton the beating of his lifetime, and CM Punk is proven to be a damn liar, but also an expert in lashing. Ludwig Kaiser is not done with Sheamus, who seems to be getting it from every angle right now. As soon as he turns his back, Pete Dunne jumps him. He even may have broke the hand of the Celtic Warrior. We see the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, in the crowd with his son, and Bronson Reed continues his rampage. This time, the victim is R-Truth. Next week's Raw has 3 matches booked. We got a triple threat tag team match for the women's tag team titles. Damage Control's Io Sky and Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark against the defending champions, the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Sheamus gets his one-on-one match with Pete Dunne, and the New Day and Odyssey Jones team up versus the Final Testament in a 6-man tag. My thoughts on the show: why the hell is Kairi Sane moving like this? Don't nobody move like this. Pure Fusion Collective is a long ass name, but at least it's creative. But what was not fusing though was Shayna's knee to Kairi's face. Otis continues to get these loud ass pops. I'm just worried that eventually it's going to change before Triple H does anything about it. Look no further. I'm sure that Julius Creed is going to be the successor to Kurt Angle and Chad Gable. I went into this match with 0 expectations, but this match was absolutely fantastic. And at some point, we need to get this American Made faction over onto SmackDown. Have Chad Gable going after the US Championship. Let's be honest, LA Knight needs somebody like Chad Gable right now, and his faction's called American Made. Chad Gable will be the perfect champion of the United States. Speaking of going to SmackDown, Bronson Reed, he needs to keep inducting folk into the Hall of Pain, but we need his energy over on SmackDown. Also a third hour, but most importantly, his energy over on SmackDown. I think they've given him an opportunity and he has ran with it. In 2 weeks, he's been one of the most entertainment segments. He just gets it. And SmackDown is in dire need of a big man over there too. He is spitting facts. Not the elevation of Sheamus part. That's insane. But the rest of it, absolutely. I have no idea what any of this meant. But I tell you from now, I'm still super invested. Randy Orton made history by becoming the youngest ever World Heavyweight Champion in the history of this company. For some reason, I can't think of who he beat to become the youngest champion in history. It's been completely erased from my brain. Wait, who the hell is that guy? What exactly does Orton mean when he says that Gunther's Friday nights will not be free anymore? Is that how they're doing it now? If you win a world title, which is on a particular brand, and you're not on that particular brand, it works as a trade-off. So the former champion goes over to there, whilst the new champion stays over here. I mean, it makes sense. But if that's what you're going to do, just keep the brand splits as it is. Do not allow people to cross over, or just open up the thing fully. There is no point doing all of that. But let's go back to the ring general Gunther for a second. Randy Orton wasted potential. It's exactly what Randy Orton said. He has done pretty damn good for himself. We're talking one of the best careers ever in pro wrestling. Probably in anything, period. The only thing Randy Orton said wrong is that he appreciates Gunther's opinion. I don't appreciate Gunther's opinion, plainly because it's stupid. This is Randy freaking Orton. Your opinion is your opinion, but it's incorrect. Just like when you said nothing catches you out of nowhere. But Gunther's making it a gimmick to say some diabolical shit about his opponents. And I think he needs to keep doing it. I love it. Go crazy.
Terrorists are gonna burn down The Undertaker's house. His wife, she's gonna be raped by a motorcycle gang.
No, not that crazy, but crazy. We make jokes all the time about Cody Rhodes being black, but I'm starting to think that it may be CM Punk who's the undercover black man. Only an Afro or Caribbean parent knows how to be this proficient with a belt. That wasn't no Phil Brooks, that was Robert Freeman. He was all getting the angles on him and everything, but like he said, he knows what to do to make everybody happy. And for the younger viewers who didn't pick up what CM Punk was putting down, he's saying they're gonna have a strap match. No more running and a lot more flogging. The 2 out of 3 falls match was a banger. And this spot right here was insane. I don't know how Sammy is not injured, but I will say I think they done the falls wrong. It should have gone Braun, then Sammy, then Braun again. I don't like seeing Braun Breaker die off one haluva kick so easy. It happened at Money in the Bank and it happened again this week on Raw. Braun Breaker should be getting built up like a fucking savage. Gunther would never get pinned off no one finisher. And I'm not saying that Braun needs to be Gunther, but he needs to be something close. Especially when we're mentioning his name as one of the few people that's been able to beat Gunther in the WWE. Hit him with a haluva kick. Have him kick out before the first fall is even scored. Have the first fall go to Braun, then you have the second fall scored by Sami Zayn, but it's from the second haluva kick. This way, Braun Breaker looks strong and durable, and Sami Zayn doesn't drop 2 back-to-back falls. And I don't want to hear no nonsense. The haluva in the middle of the ring is not the same as the haluva in the corner. It doesn't count as effective until he pins somebody, and it needs to be somebody that matters. Listen, love it or hate it, as LA Knight would say, that's just a fact of life. Rhea's pops are more insane than before she left for injury, and this week's Raw opening scene was brilliant. It was only last year that we were saying every episode of Raw just starts the same. The Judgment Day come out, they say all rise, then get interrupted by the same 4 guys each and every week. Now we get moments like this, moments that I'm sure will make some kind of playlist somewhere down the line in the future. But I think that the Judgment Day need to start fucking up Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest just a little bit, because at the moment, I feel like the way the story's gone, the Terror Twins need to win in Berlin. But if they keep mashing works on the Judgment Day like this, I'm going to be feeling like the Judgment Day needs to win more. When you look at the Judgment Day, you've got to be honest. It started with all credible talent: Edge, Damian, Rhea, then later Finn Balor. Damian was the weakest name at that time, but if you watch the show properly, Damian was always booked strong. Now if you come to the show in 2024 and look at where we are today, it really is only Finn Balor and Liv Morgan that provide any type of threat. They're the only 2 that display any kayfabe in-ring prowess. I say kayfabe because JD is brilliant in the ring, Carlito's a veteran, and Dominic Mysterio is coming and keeps improving. But those 3 guys, Dominic, JD, and Carlito, are no threats, and I say that respectfully. So I will say something needs to change. And now it's time for them MVPs. In 5th place, I'm going with the American Maid. Ivy now is officially under the tutelage and drinking the Kool-Aid of Chad Gable. She's solidified her bond with her brothers, the Creeds, and she has severed all her ties with Maxine and the Alpha Academy. Like I said, the match that the Creed brothers and the Alpha Academy put on was fantastic, and it was a sleeper. I did not expect it to be as good as it was. But anything Chad Gable touches these days just turns to gold. So there's actually no surprise at all with these guys making MVP status. In 4th place, I'm going with the ring general, the world heavyweight champion, Gunther. He keeps talking like he's crazy about people's families and what people do and where they come from. This man has 0 filter. He's gone from just being a heel because he's just better than you and looks down on people and having the longest reign of Intercontinental Champion, to now being heel because he's actually a fucking dickhead. And I'm absolutely here for it. I love this edition of Gunther. I love him as the world heavyweight champion. I hope it's a long, sturdy, lengthy, strong reign. In 3rd place, I'm going with CM Punk. That man's a damn liar. He was on the same flight as my girl that does the interviews. But like he said, he has his reasons. Drew McIntyre would have avoided showing up if he had said that he was arriving to Raw as per usual. So in order to ambush and corner Drew McIntyre, he had to say what he had to say. He had to tell a lie. And then the flogging that this man gave him on national TV. Either CM Punk has some African or Caribbean ancestors where he adopted their swing of the wrist, or it's possible that he adopted it from somewhere else that I don't want to talk about. And in 2nd place, I'm going with Big Bronson Reed. My boy done it again. He's just on Raw killing people we didn't see Seth Rollins. We didn't hear from Seth Rollins. We only heard about and saw footage of what happened to Seth Rollins. And now he's done it again, this time to R-Truth. Something that we should hate him for. But I cannot lie, I'm just glad to see Bronson Reed getting his push at anybody's expense, apart from Gunther. But anybody else's expense, I don't business how he gets his push, how he gets his credibility, how he gets himself to a championship, whether it be in the mid-card or the main event. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. And in first place, the MVPs, I don't know if it counts as cheating here. Tell me if I've copped out. Let me know. But I'm going to go with the Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. The way they kicked off the show, they done so much work that we didn't have to see or hear from them for the rest of the night. And plus, Rhea gave us some important information on the anatomy of Dominic Mysterio. And Damian Priest, I can't lie, for the last month or so, he really has just been him, especially the last 2 weeks. But that's all I got for you today. Thank you for listening to my bullshit. Don't forget to leave a like, remember to subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below.